Hey guys, today I've decided to call this video, What If I'm Not the Prodigal? We've all heard the story of the prodigal son. We've heard it in Sunday school, we've heard it from a parent, we've heard it from a pastor, we've seen a video, whatever. We've all heard this story. The story of a father who has two sons, and the youngest son comes to the father and says, I want my share of the inheritance now. Now this would have been hugely offensive because basically what he's saying to him is, I wish you were dead, because as we all know, you typically don't get your inheritance from your parents until they pass away. But the father decides to give it to him. Now this wouldn't have been easy. So he had to sell land, he had to sell cattle, he had to divide up different things so he could give his son the share of the inheritance. And he hands it to his son and he leaves. It says he goes off to a faraway land and he squandered all of this wealth on wild living, which means he was going and getting bottle service at clubs, he was getting prostitutes, he was living it up until the money ran out. Then he had to go get a job, a very demeaning job. He had to go get a job slopping pigs, which would have been just terrible. Said he longed to eat the food that he was feeding the pigs. And then he says to himself, it says he comes to his senses and says, even my father's servants have more than this. What if I go home and I say to my father, I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me just like one of your servants. Just let me come home. So he begins the journey home. And it says as he was walking home, his father sees him in the distance. I like to kind of imagine that his dad has been coming out to the driveway and just looking out and waiting to see his youngest son returning home. And his dad sees him in the distance and he runs to him. And the youngest son, he has this speech prepared that he's probably been rehearsing as he's been walking for miles and miles. And his dad doesn't even let him give this apology, give this speech. He just says, welcome home. He wraps him in a big hug. He says, go and get the best robe, put it on him, get a ring, put it on his finger, sandals on his feet, kill the fattened calf. We are gonna celebrate because my son is home. This is an incredible story, and I think for many of us at different points in our life, we've felt like the prodigal son. It's exciting, there's joy. We are welcomed back home. No matter what we've done, no matter how bad we screwed up, we can come home. And a lot of times when this story is talked about, when this story is told, that's where the story ends. But that's not where Jesus ends the story. Jesus goes on with this story because there's another brother. The older brother, it says he was coming in from the field and he hears this party going on. So he asks one of the servants, what's the deal? What's going on here? And the servant says, your father's youngest son has returned home. He's killed the fattened calf for him and we are celebrating his return. The older brother gets upset and refuses to come in to the party. So his father comes out to meet his oldest son. And he says, what's going on? And the son says, you have killed the fattened calf for him. He insulted you. He insulted our family. He went and spent all your money on prostitutes and bottle service and clubs. He squandered all of it. And now you're celebrating him. You've killed the fattened calf. I think we've all felt this way. See, I think a lot of us have felt like the prodigal son. We've screwed up, we've done too much, and there's a blessing, there's so much love that we can come home. But I think we've all felt like the older brother. The older brother goes on to say, I have been here working this whole time. I was out in the field today working in your fields. I have been faithful, working the whole time, and you haven't given me as much as a goat to go and celebrate with my friends. Now, most of us don't want a goat to go celebrate with our friends, but basically the equivalent of what he's saying is like, you haven't even given me money for pizza to throw a party, and you're giving him the best of the best? I think we've all felt that way. I've been working hard. I've been doing the right thing. I've been consistent. I haven't given up. I've been faithful. Where's mine? You're blessing him, the one who screwed up the most, the one who's insulted you, the one who went away, the one who left everything behind and lost it all, and you're blessing him. Where's mine? I think we've all felt this way. I felt this way. We all go through this when we've been working hard. Why didn't we get the promotion? Why didn't we get the celebration? Why didn't we get the recognition for our hard work? They're getting blessings. Where is my blessing? But we have to hear what the Father says to the Son. He says, "Son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours." What he's saying to his oldest son is, hey, you're here with me. Everything I have, everything you see is yours. If you wanted a goat, you could have come and taken a goat. You wanted the fattened calf, you could have taken the fattened calf. Everything I have is yours. And I think like the older brother, those of us who are with God, we haven't strayed away. Maybe we strayed away at one point, but like for a long time now, we've been doing the right stuff. We've been working really hard. Where's mine? And we forget that we still have a good Father. The good Father that we see in the prodigal son portion of the story. The Father that's been waiting. The Father that when we who screwed up so badly returned home, he put the best robe on us, put a ring on our finger, sandals on our feet, and was ready to throw a massive party. And we forget we still have that Father who's ready to bless us. And the Father says, you're with me. Everything I have is yours. And we forget to take advantage of the blessings of the Father, the things we have, the things that he has already laid out before us, the things we have access to because we have a good, loving Father that is so glad that we not only returned home, but we are now home with him. He's excited for us. He wants to continue to bless us, and we forget that. And we want to stand back with our arms folded and say, yeah, but where's mine? And we forget to just go ask, God, I need this. You said everything I have is yours. I need this. Jesus doesn't end this story resolved. Jesus doesn't go on to say like, and then the brother realized he was wrong and said, yeah, let's go into the party and just enjoy. And the brothers hug and the father's there and it's a big celebration. He ends the story with the father and the oldest son standing outside the party. It's almost like we as the listeners of the story are left with a question. Are we going to go in and join the party? Are we going to go in and enjoy the blessings and the wealth and the celebration that the Father gives us access to because he says, everything I have is yours? He leaves us with a question. Are we going to go in and enter into his blessing and his provision and his promise for us? Or are we just going to stand outside doing nothing and wait? Guys, we have a good Father. And he is so excited and proud of you for being consistent and being faithful and working hard. And what he wants you to do is remember that you are with him and everything he has is yours.